Ever heard a trading idea that sounds completely backwards, but might just be the secret to winning? Well, today we're diving into a big one, based on the book Best Loser Wins by Tom Hugard. It's a philosophy that completely flips the script.
Okay, let's kick things off with a single number, a really stark one, 90%. Yeah, you heard that right. It's estimated that a jaw-dropping 90% of people who get into trading, they lose. They fail. So, that leads us to the huge question we're tackling today, why? What on earth are the 10% doing that everyone else isn't?
Well, the answer is kind of weird. It's a paradox. See, the winners in this game, they're not the ones who are always right. Nope, they're the ones who have mastered the art of losing. They are, you guessed it, the best losers. Now let's dig into what that actually means.
All right, so first up, let's talk about the conventional trap. This is the path that almost every new trader walks down. And according to Hugard, it's pretty much a guaranteed dead end.
So what does that trap look like? It's all about focusing on the wrong things. People spend ages trying to learn every complex system under the sun. MACD, Ishimoku charts, you name it. They're on this endless hunt for the perfect entry point, or they're chasing after some trading guru hoping they have the secret sauce.
And this kind of focus, it almost always leads to this vicious cycle. You've probably seen it, maybe even lived it. You learn a new method, it works for a little while, you make some cash. And then what happens? You get cocky, you feel invincible, you start taking bigger risks, maybe bending your own rules, and then, bam, you blow up your account. It's a total gut punch. So you go back to the drawing board, looking for another perfect system, and the whole painful cycle starts all over again.
A classic example of this kind of flawed, conventional thinking is something we've all heard. The stock is down 50%, it must be a bargain. I mean, it sounds so logical, doesn't it? If you liked it at $100, you've got to love it at 50.
Well, this exact thinking played out in a huge way during the 2007 financial crisis. There was this UK bank, Northern Rock. As its stock price started to crater, thousands of investors just piled in, thinking they were grabbing the deal of a century.
And this is where the wires get crossed. It's a massive thinking error. Look, a 50% off sale at the supermarket, that's a great deal. Why? Because the can of soup is still the exact same can of soup. But a stock that's down 50%, that is not a sale. That's a blaring red alert warning sign. It means the company itself is not the same. Something is deeply, fundamentally wrong.
So what happened to all those bargain hunters? Well, Northern Rock ended up being nationalized by the government. And the stock, it went to zero. Poof, gone. Every single penny put into that bargain was completely lost. It's a brutal lesson that supermarket logic can get you absolutely destroyed in the market.
Okay, so if that's the trap, what's the escape route? What's the real answer? For the author, Tom Hugard, it didn't come from another chart or another guru. After years of just banging his head against the wall, it came as this huge epiphany that changed everything.
He had this incredible realization. He realized the market was telling him to stop. Stop trying to figure it out. Instead, it was telling him to figure himself out. The market, he saw, was just this chaotic, unpredictable force. The real battlefield wasn't on the screen. It was right between his own ears. The market was just a giant mirror, reflecting his own fear, his own greed, his own hope, right back at him.
And this is the whole shebang, right here. This is the great mindset shift. The mistake is trying to understand the market. The secret is trying to understand yourself. It's not about finding a better indicator on a chart. It's about mastering your own psychology when the pressure is on.
So this brings us right to the heart of the book's philosophy. Let's get into what it really means to be the best loser.
Now, being the best loser doesn't mean you like losing. Of course not. It means you get incredibly good at it. It's about mastering the art of taking a small, quick, unemotional loss the second a trade proves you wrong. You do it without ego, without hesitation. Why? So you can live to fight another day. You preserve your cash and your mental sanity for the handful of trades that are going to be your huge winners.
This idea, it's not just for trading. We see this exact same trait in literally all elite performers. Think about it. The greatest athletes in the world aren't the ones who never mess up. That's impossible. They're the ones who recover from their mistakes the fastest.
Take Tiger Woods. Fellow pro Luke Donald once said that Tiger has this just unbelievable ability to forget a bad shot. By the time he walks to the next tee, it's gone. His mind is a totally blank slate. He doesn't let that one mistake bleed into the next opportunity. That mental reset, it's like a superpower.
Or how about this one? The legend Kobe Bryant.
He holds the all-time NBA record for the most missed shots. Let that sink in. The most failures. But he wasn't scared to fail. He knew that taking those shots, and missing a lot of them, was the only path to hitting the game winners. His willingness to lose those small battles is exactly what made him a champion.
So this table really breaks it down. The average trader is just wired completely backwards for this game. A losing trade, they cling to it, just hoping and praying it'll turn around. But a winning trade? Oh, they snatch that profit off the table in a panic, terrified it'll disappear. The best loser does the complete opposite. They cut their losses small and fast, no questions asked. And their winners? They let them run, because they're ruled by a process, not by fear and hope.
Okay, so the million-dollar question. How do you actually do this? How do you become the best loser? Well, it's not about just flipping a switch in your head. It comes down to one last, really crucial mental adjustment.
At the end of the day, success comes from literally rewiring your brain's reaction to the pain of a loss. See, we're all hardwired to avoid pain, and let's be honest, losing money hurts. A successful trader doesn't just grit their teeth and ignore it. No, they reframe it. They learn to see the small sting of a quick loss as a good thing. It's discipline, it's survival. The real pain, the one they learn to fear, is the agony of letting a small loss spiral into a catastrophic one.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. All that stuff, the charts, the news, the fancy indicators, it's all just noise. It's secondary. You are not really trading the market. You are trading your own emotional state. Your bank account is just a reflection of your own psychological stability.
So, I want to leave you with a final question to think about, a really important one. When you make a decision, are you trading the market, or are you actually just trading your own fear? Are your actions based on a solid process and a healthy acceptance of failure, or are you just reacting to the fear of losing and the hope of a quick win? The answer to that question, well, that could change everything.